But we sell BS to each other. Like, what we need is construction tools. We need people to sell machine parts. We need people to sell firearms. We need people to sell farming equipment. That is not easy to get. And that lack of these things is what's kept us back culturally. Because if you can't build as a culture, then what are you really doing? Now, our biggest power is our buying power. Oh, Atlanta damn near billions and trillions by themselves. Let's not forget the rest of the black cities, because there's a shitload of them that have buying power. But where we put our buying power at? Cars, foods, liquor, video games, expensive fashion, purses, heels, all these cosmetics that are giving you cancer, that are making you sick, that are breaking your skin out, that are keep you from losing weight, throwing off your pH balance, and you wonder why you don't have, what is that, an active libido. You don't have an active libido. You know, you should be spending time making a home gym and fitness equipment, making a grocery list where you can maximize your spending on getting good nutrition. Because when the body is healthy, your output is wealthy. One more time, when the body's healthy, your output is wealthy, because nothing stresses you out, because your body is functioning at 97 or 87% proficiently. You know what I mean? You don't have no injuries. You don't have a lack of sleep. You're not stressed. You're getting your rest. You're getting things done, you know? And it starts because you have three brains in you, man. You got your stomach is a brain. Your central nervous system is a brain. Your heart is a brain. This thing that we got up here with all these four halves, you got your right half, logical, creative. You got your hypothalamus, the base of your brain. You got your frontal lobe. There's metal in there. Yes, there is metal in there, man. You know, and when you feed it right, the body acts right. The food that you digest allows your stomach to empower more saturated fats and battery power to here. This right here powers your organs, your involuntary state, the things you don't control. So if you don't feed this right, this ain't gonna be right, which means these ain't gonna be right. And if these ain't gonna be right and your temperature's off, that means you're gonna get sick more often. You're gonna be fatigued more often. You're gonna have aggression issues more often. It's all about what you eat. And everybody wanted to get to number 3. A lot of y'all can't cook. Some of y'all don't even know how to wash a fucking car. You don't know how to change the oil. You don't know how to change a tire. You don't know how to rotate tires. You don't know how to take an oil pan off. You don't know how to change out an oil filter. You don't know how to test if the alternator's bad or good. You don't know how to swap out a battery. You don't know how to jump off a car. This is small shit. We talking about strategic and tactical planning. Y'all are so far from that shit. I'm not going to hate on the other race, but they preparing for violence. They got sniper rifles. They got ARs. They got grenade launchers. They preparing for violence. People look at the word racism wrong. To be a racist means to go forward for your race, to love your race. You notice that every culture of women out here ain't talking about their men because they know they need their man when this goes from first world to third world. Our women are talking shit about us like y'all are ready to goddamn battle. If that was true, then why are 3,000 of y'all missing every month? If y'all so ready for violence, because you financially set, you got your 4 degrees, you grabbing words out there, and a motherfucker that can come along, grab your fat, out of shape ass, throw you in a van, next thing you know, you inside of a cooler. Not your body, your parts. Going to 7 different spaces and places for finance. You being discarded on a landfill. Filling up the bellies of pigeons and crows. If you really didn't need a man, y'all wouldn't be missing like that. And this is not an attack to my ladies, but I think y'all need to realize, don't let this system and this cell phone fool you thinking that you got solitude and protection. I think everybody should carry a firearm. Everybody has a right to protect and defend themselves. It's the decisions you make with that firearm that gets you fucked up and put you on death row. You know? And if the firearm is your only offensive defensive tactic, I don't even know what to tell you, because when that joker runs out of bullets, what you got left? You still a threat? Can you still thwart and stop your attacker? So I'm looking at what, I think his name was Jamal Bryant. I'm looking at what Pastor Jamal Bryant said, and I'm like, the death row shit is just indicating that, that so many of our men and women are hoodlums and killing each other, and they ended up. But a lot of 60% of those cases, man, you notice that almost every year there's at least 5 or 6 cases that come back from DNA saying that this person did rape or kill this person. And what color are they? I've seen this for over 52 years. What color are they? Every year you see 3 or 4 black men who spent 15 to 45 years in prison for a crime or a murder they didn't commit because DNA evidence exonerated them. So how did the investigator, the detective, and them 2 or 3 arresting officers put him in jail 15 to 45 years ago in the first place? You gotta think outside the box, man. A lot of y'all are afraid of discipline. A lot of y'all are afraid of structure. A lot of y'all are afraid of holding yourself accountable. A lot of y'all are afraid to be responsible. There is nothing like the feeling. You know, I work 6 to 8 hours. Sometimes I work 4 hours. Then I go to the gym for 1 to 2 hours, or I do the sauna for 15 to 20 minutes. I watch the sunrise every day, man. I make sure I see me and Rob meet eye to eye every morning. I go out there and I hit that bag. I kick that bag because I am the man of the house. I promised my wife 23 years ago that I was going to do this, I was going to do this, I was going to do that. It was more than 23. I promised my children I'm going to do this. There's nothing like when I come home. All my children are like, Daddy, how was your day, Daddy? They're homeschooled. They loving life. My wife is raising some very respectful, honorable children everywhere they go. Sir, ma'am, discipline, good shape, structured, good eating habits. Know to do their fruits and vegetables first and eat their meat dead last because the body and the stomach is based on buoyancy. They don't eat meat often, but these are kids that are growing. They need those extra amount of protein, not only protein from the plants, protein from the sun, protein from flesh, but I'm teaching them how to eat. I'm showing them as they get older, this does this does that. But with all these negative enzymes in the air and the clouds, the pesticides in our trees, I have to, as a father, I have to plan their nutrition accordingly. So my wife and I, we put down what we're going to buy every month for our 6 to 8 occupants in the house, for everybody to eat right. And we don't go to the hospital. Like another thing, he said, most black men don't go to the hospital until they're going to the emergency room. Well, brother, if you want to sit around watching football all day, eating wings, and raising your stress and tension level because your team ain't doing well and your homeboy talking shit about the Cowboys or whatever fucking team you rock with that ain't cutting you a check, you doing that to yourself, dog. Every man should at least walk 2 miles a day, do a couple of squats, a little bit of push-ups, a little bit of pull-ups. Just a little bit of maintenance. I ain't saying you got to go to the gym for 2 or 3 hours, but you need to be able to stand that ground or something, grab your women. You need to be able to intercept if something, grab your children. And you need to be able to get busy and bloody if something comes in your household trying to take the lives of the things that you created and made. You made a promise, gentlemen. She birthed us as her champion, and we need to fulfill those roles. Life is easy on this side, brother. I don't know if y'all know the feeling. It's not only when you walk in the house and you get a greeting from your children, and it's like, what do y'all want to eat today? I want broccoli and peas and carrots and fish sticks. You know, I do the chicken McNugget thing, the fish sticks things, or, you know, the wings with the bones or the flats. I cook those and stuff like that. And to see my kids enjoy the meals either mommy made or daddy made, that is a rewarding thing. My wife giving me a kiss. How you doing, baby? I'm doing fine. How was your day? You know, it feels good because you have your children that you created and the women that you created your children in. They are breathing and talking life into you. When people are happy to see you, when people are thinking about you consistently and they have an image of you, that's what your blessings are. The same way we look at that sun. These vegetables, these fruits, this plant life appreciates that sun. Because as we rain, they give off an evaporative gas because it's local that keeps that thing's burning. Whether our 9 noble gases or the gases we breathe, that thing is existing on whatever in this dome. And it's shining bright. And whether they got the Helios model, or we talk about the local flat earth model, that thing is burning off what it produces. So it provides sunlight. The evaporation cycle, the hydro cycle goes back to it to provide its nutrition. That's what a father does. He gets up every day and shines down on his crops, fruits, and vegetables, his soil, his mother earth. And that mother earth produces him fruit. It's nothing like when you go to an all-man conference and, you know, we talking about business, we talking about investments. You go out there, bro, all you see is motherfucking Nazis. And don't take this wrong way, Jews, Hebrews, whatever y'all are, white folks. When I say Nazis, you see brothers out there, and Dr. Umar gonna disagree with me, but I'm like, brother, if you got it, you got it. You making over $250K a year, you got it, you got it. You got a 401K, a TSP, you got savings, you got a plan for all your children where it's 50 grand plus at age 25 or when they marry and have children, you got it, you got it. You got stuff in the trust, you got real estate properties, you got it, you got it. And you see motherfuckers out there with Audis, Mercedes, BMWs, Austin Martins. You know, they ain't showing out. It's just they got it, they got it. These are work vehicles. They drove 3 hours to a golf tournament conference in South Carolina. It ain't nothing like seeing a broom of 250, 6'1", 235 to 250 pounds, and some of them are overweight. Quality brothers that got their money right. They got their life right. They wife living the life. He said, man, when you go on a cruise? I don't like that cruise, man. I've been on that thing twice, man. The room suck and the food suck. I mean, these are the type of stuff they talking about. Ain't nobody talking about no motherfucking sports and no teams. That shit don't make no money, man. That shit ain't making no money. You guys out here shooting dice, gambling. Everything you want to do is quick, quick, quick. Well, if it's quick, bro, it don't last long. What you looking at, you doing fast food. And I'm doing pharmacology with an F. We planting our crops. We're watering. We're taking care of the soil. We're raising those crops. And that's how we get our nutrition. Fast shit ain't good shit, bro. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. You know, and you out there, you learning stuff. Oh, this brother doing this. Oh, he investing in this. Oh, he doing this and he doing that. Hey, man, I got a guy that I know that you can invest in this. A lot of those gurus are buying dispensaries. Because a lot of you young folks, what are y'all into? Music, tennis shoes, clothing, fashion, and weed. And most of these weed pens that they selling y'all out here, they got hormones in it. Turning dicks into tricks. Bro, I'm telling you right now, half a century of fucking knowledge, bro. Anytime that motherfucker give you something that's cheap, it's going to fuck you up 15 to 20 years later. It's guaranteed. 2 decades later or a decade later, it's going to mess you up. Nothing is free, man. You know, and there's so much land out here you can buy. Instead of wasting your life on tennis shoes and rims and the things that get that one girl, because all you're doing is buying baby mama drama. You're attracting a no or ain't shit type chick. That's what you're doing. You're attracting her to yourself, man. And I think, so I talked about the death row, talked about the Medicare, because if you get a good quality job and you're making the right amount of money, Mr. Bryant, and I ain't hating on the brother, he talking in the poverty circles. I got how he got his money, he got his education. Not everybody can go that route. I ain't telling everybody to go the military route, but I'm saying you better do something. You need to do police. We need more black policemen. We want to stop this shooting, we need to be in the uniform. We need more black engineers, you know. And I don't talk about no quota. I'm talking about guys that can really make a change. If you look at the first 400 to 600 years, 4,000 years of history, we made everything. They wouldn't have this shit if it wasn't for us. You can be an EMT. You know, you always in the hood anyway. Well, now you can see why the hood is looked upon bad. When you got to go in there and pick up some dead body that's been shot up by its own people. Some girl, y'all up here running trains on girls, man. Come on, man. These girls just want to be liked. They don't have a father. They don't know what type of ways or energy or they want attention from a man, and they trying to do it by any means necessary. Some of these girls love y'all so much that y'all fuck them up, they hate you. And it's those 1 or 2 dudes that she kind of fell in love with or met at an early age, and they gave her a bad experience, bro. But, you know, that's her decision and choice, because her mama couldn't tell her nothing, and her daddy won't dare to teach her nothing, because he picked the wrong chick. He was just trying to have sex, and she was trying to get out of the Section 8 thing. He had a pot to piss in, she had a pot to piss in. But they was on demon mode, hot in the crotch. And now a child is on her way. Ladies, you should know your body. You should know whether you want to get pregnant or not. This shouldn't be so, oops, I did it again. What is it you don't know about biology and anatomy? If a penis goes in unprotected and it ejects 100 million troops, they're going to infiltrate that goddamn continent you call the cervix, and they're going to fill it up with an occupation. They're going to be deployed in there for 9 months, and then they're going to pull out. And now you have an extra bill. And nothing's wrong with creating a child, but bring a child into an environment where both sun and moon energies are, man. So that child can be a star. A child should feel love from both energies, man. I don't know why it's such a trivial case. Y'all hate women so much. Y'all women hate men so much. You ain't going nowhere. and then nobody can pay no bills. You know, and I think that's one of the reasons why the Rainbow Committee was created, because a lot of women got out here with a lot of women and said, well, shit, we can just take care of each other. We don't need no guy, because you can't trust these brothers, man. But you can't trust these sisters neither. A lot of you women are having children with men. These men thinking for 20, 30 years, that's his son. An emergency come up, he needs a kidney transplant. This father ready to give his kidney and find out he ain't a match. I know y'all don't care, but just think about how painful and deadly that is to a man. For 30 years, you got this motherfucker thinking, hey, that's my son, I'm proud of him. That's somebody else's shit that blew low than you, ladies. And you're like, I don't want to get in trouble. Well, you want to think about that when that motherfucker was digging you out from the front and the back, or in the back of the car, or whatever cheap little spot you let him hit, unprotected, because you on demon time, you ain't respecting yourself. Niggas gonna talk. Bitches gonna talk. Every morning I watch it, man. And I watch it change from orange to white. But that's our superpower. We're the Supermen. This is what powers us. Look at how mad they are about the Olympics. Track and field, gold, gold, gold. That's all we know is gold, gold, gold. And we ain't violent. We don't go after people. We a reactive group of people. You know, we've marched. We've put signs up. We try. And I think the only solution for us people is man, woman, and child. If the man is doing what he's supposed to do, he can do what he want to do. If the woman is doing what she's supposed to do, she can do what they want to do. If they're both doing what they're supposed to do, the family can do anything it wants to do. We don't have to get together as a cultural collective. If you want to do that in the hood, then fine. If you want to do it at the wealth and middle class, then fine. But I really think you cannot go to a negotiation table unless you're a threat. Nobody negotiates with a coward. Nobody negotiates with nobody with no power. Bars. If you are not capable of doing to the enemy what the enemy does to you, then the enemy will never negotiate. Sign a treaty for what? The enemy has to be just as afraid of losing their children and their women just as we're losing ours. And it's frustrating. Y'all got to look at it from our sister's point of view. And I know a lot of guys, oh, he's just caking for hoes. No, I don't, brother. I speak it how I see it. I think as us as men, you know, me being the guy that I am, we got to stand on that wall, bro. That's our job. We the first thing you see. And that's why we look the way we look, to try to deter you from making a bad fucking decision. But we putting that energy on each other instead of protecting and leading one another. Look at it from our women's point of view, our mother's point of view, our sister's point of view, our daughter's point of view. When a woman can't depend or rely on you for protection, dog, you ain't gonna get no affection from that woman. You kind of pointless to that woman. It's not just finance, bro. It's about what you're capable of. Women like to brag about their men. They do. Women love bragging about their man because they can make another bitch feel insufficient. But other than that, our women don't feel a source of pride. And I know the bridge has been burnt since the 50s, since that whole feminism thing and the welfare thing. And I call them the 70s show. Those ladies that were born in the 50s, they the ones that fucked up every other girl up to now. And I understand, well, I have a decision. Well, lady, you gotta understand, you chose that nigga. And that's why you got the issue that you got. You didn't do a thorough investigation. And then the ones that you want, they didn't want you because your standards weren't high enough. Do y'all actually think that a man out here that makes $150,000 to $250,000, that's in great shape, that's got his life together, he's aged 27 to 36, or he's 32 to 47, is going to deal with a substandard chick that ain't physically fit, that don't know how to clean a house, that don't know how to cook? He knows how to cook and clean. He been doing it fine without you. Between dry cleaning and doing his own laundry, he'd be doing it just fine without you. You know, do y'all think that he's going to accept a woman who's got a high body count, who's living in the hood, that don't have no good moral beings? Because what he knows and what we all know is what I put in that woman and what that woman has is going to be in my child. That's what a lot of good men are and good women are. We're good DNA hunters. We want good attributes with us, and when we create our children, we want them to have great attributes. And I just really think a lot of us need to think, man, about what you're going to do with your life. So you don't want to go government. You don't have the money to go to college. You don't have the ability to be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, a chemist, or a medical specialist, an EMT. Or you can be a fireman or a police officer, but you got to be in shape to do that. You got to have some etiquette to do that. Ain't nothing wrong with saying yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am. Ain't nothing wrong with being polite so you can stand out from your peers. Cut your fucking hair, because what good is it doing you? But I mean, because I'm going to tell you this. If y'all don't know about now, if you got dreads and dreadlocks, and that's fine that you're natural with earth. You're letting your central nervous system hang down. But you got to have some structure, too. I say it like this. You can grow your hair any way you want to grow as long as you got a business. But if you got to work for somebody, you need to have an appearance. Listen to what I'm saying. You can grow and look like whatever the fuck you want to look like as long as you got your business. But if you got to work from somebody else, you need to work on your appearance. Because they're trying to make their business attractive as well. That's why they have all these quotas about so many of this color or that color. You know what I'm saying? They trust their own more than they trust us because we can't even trust our own. That's why they ain't hiring us. That's why you need to get the power to hire yourself. And if you don't have the power to hire yourself, then go out there and get to college. If you ain't got the money to get to college, then go out there and get a government service job. If you ain't got the ability or the stability or the wellness to get a government service job, I don't know what the fuck you gonna do. But it starts with intestinal fortitude. It starts with logic. It starts with being literate. It starts with being self-aware and self-understanding of where you are, who you are, and what you're going to do, what you want to do. You have to do what you got to do in order to do what you want to do. You got to. That's the rule. You got to pay in first to collect second. I don't give a damn what the Illuminati doing. Because my father's fathers, my father's fathers, my father's father, I can track my family all the way back to my great-great-grandfather that signed the Declaration of Independence. You don't believe it? Look for John H. Morton on there. So when you come from a good lineage, a line of men, a quality man with a quality woman makes quality children. That quality born girl gets with a quality born girl. They become together a quality couple. They make quality children. If we keep going substandard men, substandard women, we not going to have quality children. Most of y'all have put more money in the church than you've put in your own home. Most of y'all have put more money in that church than you've actually put into an automobile that can get you back and forth from work. Because you thinking that Jesus or God or whatever power that created this planet, this surface, and this sun needs paper money that you cut off its trees. You tripping. You know how whatever you are, I'm a spiritualist. You know how whatever this energy, this intellectual energy that created this place, what it likes to see? It likes to see a man loving a woman loving a man, and that man and woman loving their children, and repeat. That's all it wants. Because that's what fruits do. That's what vegetables do. That's what nature do. We're the maintainers of this planet. We're the guardians of the galaxy. Real fucking talk. Our women get moon power. Our men get sun power. Our children are star power. That's why children from the age of 0 to 12 or 13 are highly intelligent, high IQs. But we put them in a public school system that diminishes that IQ. I knew with my first set of kids, man, I was not going to put my kids in public school system no more. My kids went to school overseas. But what we got going in the United States, I'm not going to blame it on the teachers. I'm not going to blame it on the administration. I'm just going to take control of the shit. I'm not fucking around like that. I've been working all my life, not for somebody to control it. I've been working all my life so I can control my life and do what my children and my wife need for our future. My goal is for my children's children's children to know who the fuck I am, to know who their great-great-great-great-grandmama is, to know who their great-great-grandparents were, my children. Because if you ain't do what you were supposed to do, you probably wasn't worth mentioning.